Well, you know, I'm sitting here as Warwick Davis, but also a fan. And I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when we've got George Lucas here, we've got C-3PO, we've got Lando Calrissian, we've got Luke Skywalker. It doesn't get much more epic than this, does it? Or actually, maybe it does. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Harrison Ford.
Coordinates.
You left out the Navicomputer.
Take a few minutes for the Navicomputer to calculate the coordinates. I said to George, you can type this stuff, but you can't say it. Move your mouth while you're talking, while you're typing, and I couldn't say it. It took me like 15 takes.
Harrison, it's such a pleasure to see you, and thank you
for being here. It was a pleasure to see you.
At your first celebration. Now, I can't believe we managed to keep it a secret, considering you landed your plane on I-4.
It was a good landing.
How did Star Wars impact you 40 years ago? What does it mean to you today?
Oh, it's made no difference in my life whatsoever. It was the beginning of an incredible ride. Actually, it wasn't the very beginning. The very beginning was also with George, and it was a part in American Graffiti. And then I went back to doing carpentry work. and then along came George once again, pulled me up by my bootstraps and put me to work in an extraordinary event that we all celebrate. And it's been a good ride.
About Harrison that initially drew you to him as an actor?
Well, in American Graffiti, I could see, that he was a real talent, and he didn't have much of a part.
Bob Falfa.
So he was actually working with as a carpenter. American Graffiti wasn't a big hit for him. He had to go back to work. Later I found out it was the casting director that said, here, sit out right out in front of the office and pretend like you're building something.
Rubbish. No, I was actually installing a door for Francis Ford Coppola as a favor to his art director who had built the door, couldn't find anybody to install it. And I said, I'll do it, but I'm only going to do it at night because I don't want all people walking through there while I'm trying to do the thing. And one morning, in walked, while I was finishing up the door, in walked George with Richard Dreyfuss.
With
Richard Dreyfuss, remember? Richard Dreyfuss?
He's in Jaws.
it was also I was working with Brian Obama, so he was in that room with me. You remember him?
No. No, I don't remember that. But I walked in and George walked in, which was a surprise, and he was having, I thought, it was an interview for a new science fiction film. Anyway, we just chatted and said hello. But the story has gotten a little warped. I was actually there working. Yeah. No, I wouldn't sit out in front and wait for you, George. I love you, but I don't wait out in front.
You were working.
I was working, making a living. And halfway I still am. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
He got the part because in the end, I asked him, I said, this is about spaceships and flying and stuff like that. I said, do you know how to fly?
I said, fly, yeah. Land.
We talked about his acting, but how was his carpentry?
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
I built stuff too, so there was an affinity there of being able to appreciate fine craftsmanship when it comes to carpentry.
And he delivered.
Yeah.
It's nice to have something to fall back on.
George, when did it click for you that this cast was something extra special?
Take it.
You know,
You don't notice it until you're shooting.
right. You can have the most brilliant cast in the world, but they have a story to tell. And the story that we had to tell was more than sufficient. It was full of humor and emotion and conflict, and it was a brilliant invention of a mythology that had sustained interest for over 40 years, and that's made up of out of whole cloth by George. And an actor without a story to tell us, might as well go home. So it was a brilliant opportunity for us.
From me and on behalf of all the fans here in the room and throughout the world watching via live stream, thank you, each and every one of you, for your contribution to Star Wars. Ladies and gentlemen,